أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. 2 days ago or 3 days, Mawlana was giving a suhbah, and he said, I have to go to that level down in order that we can learn where we are standing. And he said that wherever you think yourself high, never you are going to see yourself higher than a president or a king of a country. Yeah? He said, oh presidents, oh kings of countries, where you are thinking yourself going? Huh? Allah changed it. Now, okay, put both together. Where are you thinking yourself flying? Because there is no higher than that. In dunya, in ego realm. This is important for us to learn, to understand later what are the meaning, what is the meaning, or what are the meanings of the various levels and ranks, that I will repeat them another time. The level of Ghaus, then the 5 Qutb, Qutb al-Bilad, Qutb al-Aqtab, Qutb al-Irshad, there are people writing, Qutb al-Mutasarrif, Qutb al-Aqtab, Qutb al-Bilad, Qutb al-Irshad, Qutb al-Mutasarrif. Then, under every one of these, there are the 5 different groups of awliya. Budala. What? Budala. Nujaba. Nuqaba. Autad. And Akhyar. In order to understand their levels or what they do, because we see from them, if we meet one of them, something that مغاير للتفكير, contrary to what we think. You think this way, that is correct, but that wali is acting differently. And you protest, complain. And sometimes you run away. So, oh, what he's doing? You don't know, might be it is a test for you. Allah gave an example, big example, in Holy Quran. Where he sent Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. Sayyidina Musa came with shara'i', with constitutions, heavenly constitutions. He sent him to one of his servants that Allah gave him different kind of knowledge. He was not able, إِنَّكَ لَن تَسْتَطِيعَ مَعِيَ صَبْرًا. He said to him, you cannot go along with me. You cannot be patient with me. If he was patient, it would open up. But Allah wants us to learn as an example. So to go along with someone that Allah gave him a knowledge different from your knowledge, you are not going to meet. Because their knowledge is the destruction of the ego. They want to destroy your ego and kill it. That's why what he did first, Sayyidina Al-Khidr, حتى إذا ركب في السفينة خرقها قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها. He recite.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فانطلقا حتى إذا ركبا في السفينة خرقها قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها لقد جئت شيئا إمرا.
When they went on the boat, what he did? He put a hole. When he went on the boat, what he did? Put a hole. He might be has some kind of a drill in that time, so he drilled it. How he put the hole? He didn't mention in Holy Quran that he has equipment. And if there was equipment, it was very old kind of equipment. It takes time to put a hole. But with the power that Allah gave to him, heavenly power, عَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا, we have taught him from heavenly knowledge. By looking, he makes a hole. So what happened? قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها. You opened a hole in order to make it sink and the people within it? Of course. That is the boat of safety. What is the boat? Boat to take you from one place to another place, from a shore to another shore. It's a boat of safety. But that vehicle you went on was the ego. That's why AwliyaAllah want to put a hole in your ego. They want to hoover away your ego, to throw it, and then you don't need it anymore. You will, even there is hundreds of holes, the body would fly, because at that time, like Sayyidina Jalaluddin al-Rumi was, when he was whirling, he was rising, lifted up. Gravity is not anymore able to pull him down. So then he was Sayyidina Musa was unable to accept that hole, but he complained. He said, I told you, you are not patient. How Sayyidina Al-Khidr, Allah gave him هذه الجسارة حتى يخاطب موسى بهذا الخطاب.
Bravery.
He gave him that bravery or that courage to open and speak to Sayyidina Musa, who is one of the 5 prophets of Ulul Azm, the highest prophet, to speak like that in front of him. Sayyidina Khidr must be bowing to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, must sit in respect and honor for Sayyidina Musa. But Allah gave him that courage to teach not Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. Sayyidina Musa was hiding himself also from Khidr, his reality, to teach us to learn. So he said, how you did that? He said, I told you, you are not patient with me. Wait for the second step. That first one is easy. Second one, when they left the boat and it was sinking, got on the other shore, he killed the boy. He killed that boy. فقتله قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس
انطلقا حتى إذا لقيا غلاما فقتله قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس لقد جئت شيئا نكرا.
So, first we understand the boat, but now you are killing someone that he didn't do any sin. Said the same thing. I told you, you are not going to be able to be patient with me. That's why this AwliyaAllah is very difficult to go along. That's why they were telling me yesterday that on the broadcast live, there were some people are not understanding. They say, oh, we accept, we love the Shaykh, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, but we see things that cannot understand. Around the Shaykh, but cannot understand it because the Shaykh does not object. He is in complete submission to Allah's will that He put for him these people there, or whatever comes or wherever goes. He is submitting. People cannot accept and understand, so they complain. But they have to know that the knowledge of the wali is not equal to the knowledge of normal person. If Allah doesn't give you that knowledge, you cannot understand the work of someone who has that knowledge. Like what happened with Sayyidina Musa. He's not a normal person, he's a prophet, messenger. But Allah didn't give him that. To show him that, oh, what I give you, I give you. What I give someone else, don't try to ask about it. And then he did the third thing for him. حتى إذا دخل أهل قرية استطعما أهل.
فانطلقا حتى إذا أتيا أهل قرية استطعما أهلها فأبوا أن يضيفوهما فوجدا فيها جدارا يريد أن ينقض فأقامه قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليه أجرا.
Then third thing, entered in a village. They saw a wall being completely falling apart, and the treasure that is under that wall is going to expose. So Sayyidina Khidr immediately built the wall. Although when they entered, they asked people to host them, they refused. So it means when someone does for you harm here, to understand, you return it with goodness. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam in his Sharia constitution, al-aynu bil-ayn wa sinnu bil-sin. Eye for eye. If someone poke your eye, poke his eye. وَالسِّنُّ بِالسِّنِّ. If one broke your teeth, tooth, broke his tooth. No. In another Sharia of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, who hit you on your Shaykh, turn the right, turn the left for him. In Sharia of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the highest level of ihsan, to submit. Don't move. They hit you on your right, on submitting. They hit on the left, submitting. Because when you turn, like what Sayyidina Isa said, if they hit you on your right, turn for them your left. There is ego there. Because I'm better than you, I'm returning my left, beat me also. There is some kind of egoism there. But in the Maqam al-Ihsan, for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you submit. They beat you on the right, they beat you on the left, they beat you on the head. Wherever they beat you, you submitting. So, AwliyaAllah, to understand them is very... But we are giving this example in order when we come to explain, at least we can understand their powers. So he said, oh presidents and kings, and said, I am sorry to say this, and I am quoting. So I am sorry to say this, but I have to say it. You are sitting in your big palaces and sometimes meeting president, other president, and then a buzz come, ringing. A bell is ringing. What do? You leave the whole important session and you run, responding to that bell. Buzz? Bell. Because that plate is calling you. Come. Come to me. I'm waiting. I love you. I want to see you there. I cannot be without you. Leave your palace and come to my toilet quickly. Especially if you have bad stomach. It keep ringing. You might cancel all your meetings. So you leave your palace, you go down to that place. Allah is showing wherever you can be the highest, don't think you are the highest. I made you to be in need for the lowest. Don't see your ego. So AwliyaAllah, they don't like you to listen, as-sima', to listen to your ego. Or to listen to something that coming out of your ego. They want you to listen only to what Allah and His Prophet are ordering you. Man ata'a al-Rasul faqad ata'a Allah. Whoever obeys Prophet is obeying Allah. وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Whatever Prophet gives you, you take. Whatever say no, leave. So, in order to understand, الإمام الشاذلي قال: سألت أستاذي عن السماع فأجابني بقوله تعالى: إنهم ألفوا آباءهم ضالين فهم على آثارهم يهرعون. Means they saw ألفوا آباءهم ضالين. They followed the way of their ancestors whom they were on wrong way. And they follow their traces, their footsteps. Don't follow their footsteps or their traces because they are dalin, deviated. They deviated from the right path, which is the Prophet ﷺ said, نحن أمة وسطة. We are a nation and ummah that moderate, in the middle, not on the two extremes. We are not, means, on the right side too much, on the left side, we are in the middle. We are not so liberal in our action. We have to know our limits. Like in a country you have laws, you know your limits. You cannot trespass it. Why they have to say you have to be liberal, some people. If you are liberal, your Islam is good. No, it's not correct. You are liberal in the meaning of what Islam is giving you of knowledge of constitution. As you are liberal in the meaning of what your country constitution is. You cannot trespass it. Can you trespass a police and say to him, I don't want to give you my ID or my driving license? What will happen? Go to jail. Police come say, give me your ID. What you do? Yes, sir. This is my ID. Moderate. Don't say no. You end up in jail. He's asking your ID. AwliyaAllah, they look at you, they know what's your ID, they give your ID, give us your ID. Don't say no, means you have to submit. When you don't submit to your Shaykh, finish. You do whatever you like to do, you cannot be raised up. Al-amru fawqa al-adab. Amr, the order of the Shaykh is above your knowledge, even you are the biggest scholar. How scholar of Islam, those who knew that matter, came to their shuyukh, even might be the Shaykh is not on the level of that scholar in the academic level, but he is a wali in the spiritual heavenly knowledge is better. You have to surrender to him, even you are the biggest scholar, that you know everything. No, you know everything by awraq, by papers. You don't know everything by taste. By taste is different. Even he gives you a small sip of taste. It's enough for you to save you in day of judgment. Because he gave you something that refresh your body. They sell today, they say, energy pill. Give you energy. You take some? Sometimes. So, but it gives you power. So, he said, don't follow your deviated. If they were wrong, don't follow them. ألفوا آباءهم ضالين. They follow the footsteps or their parent of their ancestor, which are wrong. But as we said, the wali, when he gives you an order, al-amru فوق الأدب. Order is above your decisions, is above your knowledge. Even you think it's wrong, you do it. Sayyidina Khidr, he knew, of course, that this you cannot put a hole in the boat, but he put a hole because there is a wisdom to save the boat from the king, who was tyrant, taking every boat of every poor person. Allah didn't show Sayyidina Musa that part of knowledge. He showed it to Khidr alayhi salam. So he said, when they asked him about sima', hearing, he said, oh, be careful. Don't try to hear what your ego wants you to hear. Only hear what Allah wants you to hear. Because ego likes you to hear itself. The ego does not allow you to hear what Allah wants. So what he said, رأيت في المنام كأني بين يدي كتاب الفقيه ابن عبد السلام مشيش وأوراقا فيها شعر وإذا أنا بأستاذي واقفا فتناول كتاب الفقيه بيمينه والأوراق بشماله وقال لي كالمستهزئ. He said, I saw in the dream as if between my hands the book of one of the famous scholars, Ibn Abd Salam, his book in my hand, and in the left, أوراقا من الشعر, papers of poetry. One is a book of a very scholarly wali. He's scholar and a wali in the same time. And on the left hand, books or papers of poetry. Today, what they study from Jalaluddin al-Rumi? Poetry. They know more than that? And explain his poetry. And say, oh, they don't understand what is the taste of his poetry. They are reading it as poet, as a poem. And he said to me, I saw my teacher standing, فتناول كتاب الفقيه بيمينه والأوراق بشماله. He took the books of the scholar. I saw my teacher in the dream. He took these books of Al-Faqih ibn Abd Salam with his right hand, and he took the poetry in his left hand. وقال لي كالمستهزئ, and he said to me in the dream, sarcastic, and he said, أتعدلون عن العلوم الزكية وأشار إلى كتاب الفقيه إلى هذه وأشار إلى أوراق الشعر ثم رماها في الأرض. He said, أتعدلون, are you balancing? Are you, what kind of value you are giving? You are preferring the poetry over the scholarly and spiritual writings of that faqih, and he took the poems, these papers, and threw them on the floor. وقال من أكثر من هذه فهو عبد مرقوق لهواه وأسير لشهوته ومناه. He said, who will give more attention to these poetries, to these papers of poetry, means more than the real knowledge of AwliyaAllah, فهو عبد مرقوق لهواه. He is a slave for his desires. وأسير لشهوته, and he is a prisoner for also his bad desires. And he is also prisoner to his wamunah. He wants, means something good, but he became a prisoner to that arrogance or pride of that kind of knowledge which are in poetry. He said, these papers يسترقون بها قلوب الغفلة. This poetry is only to attract the hearts of heedless people. Because when they write these songs and they sing it, it's not in Allah's way. It's describing their pleasures and describing their dunya and describing, making all teenagers and adults and elderly people running to listen to it, instead of listening to Imam Busairi, Al-Burda al-Sharif, they tell you, oh, it's bid'ah. When someone describing and his love to Prophet ﷺ and to something heavenly, they say, it's bid'ah. They run after what? Their desire. He said, يسترقون بها قلوب الغفلة ولا إرادة لهم في عمل الخير واكتساب العرفان يتمايلون عند سماعها. They have no will for the goodness. واكتساب العرفان. They have no will also to reach the ma'rifatullah, al-irfan. Gnosticism? I don't know. Irfan, what's that? Gnosticism. Allahu Akbar. Shakespeare, this one. يتمايلون عند سماعها. They sway when they are hearing it. They sway. And you see how they go and dance. Especially these songs that, full of them. Hollywood and Middle East. There are more stations, cable stations now, for songs, Arabic songs, and all kind of songs, more than stations of teaching Gnosticism, Arfan, or real spirituality, tasawwuf. ولم يحظى أحد منهم بما حظي به أهل الشهود. And they will never reach what the people of visions are able to reach. They are only listening. And they think what satisfies their egos, that's it. But they are not able to visualize that what they are hearing is not what Allah wants. Allah wants you to hear only His dhikrullah. He wants you to hear only His name. He wants you to be in every moment remembering Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. With Allah's zikr, you will have peacefulness, satisfaction. That's why Mawlana said, وَطَهِّرْ mentioning this ayah, وَطَهِّرْ بَيْتِيَ لِلطَّائِفِينَ وَطَهِّرَا بَيْتِيَ لِلطَّائِفِينَ وَالْعَاكِفِينَ وَالرُّكَّعِ السُّجُودِ.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وطهر بيتي للطائفين والعاكفين والركع السجود.
Clean my house. I don't want anyone. Allah has ghira. It's not jealousy, it has another name. Ghira, He doesn't like anyone to share Him with His servant. He wants His servant always to be for Him. That's ghiratullah. He wants you to Him. He doesn't want you to your ego or to Iblis or to Shaitan. He wants you to Him. When Prophet ﷺ was showing that he is for Him, Allah raised him. Called him, Ya Allah, come for Mi'raj. He raised him before everyone. He raised him, putting his name with his name before creation. Because He loves him. That He doesn't want anyone to share that. We are what we are doing. We are leaving Allah and running after ourselves and desires and excitement. لئن لم ينتهي الظالم ليقلبن الله أرضه سماء وسماءه أرضا. If that oppressor who does not following the footsteps of Prophet ﷺ, قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني. If you're really saying you are loving Allah, follow me. Don't follow yourself. Don't listen to what comes to your ear. You have to check because you are not yet ready. If you don't have a real Shaykh and you are using a fake Shaykh, if you are not using a real Shaykh, then what comes to your ear might not be correct. Because a real Shaykh can correct you from far away even, can fix your hearings. Allah said, if you are oppressor to yourself, not listening to what He likes, He will لَيَقْلِبَنَّ سَمَاءَهُ أَرْضًا. He will flip upside down your uplifting, your skies or heavens or whatever you can reach with your seeing, can flip it, make your heavens earth, and your earth heavens. Means you cannot, if you are not following, He will make your heaven earth for you and stay in your desires. I don't like you. And if you are not a oppressor, He will change your earth to heavens. قال فأخذني حال بوجد وبكاء وأنا أقول إن النفس أرضية والروح سماوية. And he said, I began to cry and have that wajd, that emotion, that love. And I begin to say, إن النفس أرضية, the ego is earthly and the spirit, the soul, is heavenly. He said to me, my teacher, and this is Imam Shazili saying, he said, oh, be careful. It's not up to what you are explaining. It's not, I have to correct you. See where the Shaykh interfered quickly, or else he would have gone with that. He said, فَقَالَ بَلَى, yeah, you are right if إذا كانت الروح بأمطار العلوم دارة. والنفس بالأعمال الصالحات نباتة means if the soul is being showered with heavenly rain, the rain of knowledge, it's going to be darratun means like pearl. It will be glowing, shining. والنفس بالأعمال الصالحات نباتة. At that time, whatever the self is doing, when it is being the soul showered by Allah's knowledge, then whatever the self is doing is going to give a shoot. Green shoot means comes out. Nabata means growing, like grass is grow. It will grow, come up, and it is growing under the rain of that knowledge. That is okay. That's why Sayyidina Al-Khidr, with that knowledge, with the knowledge that Allah showering on him and was under it, his nafs, whatever he did means, was okay. Although he made a hole in the boat, was okay. He killed the boy, was okay. He built the wall, was okay. Means he gave you a vehicle that has a hole which you cannot reach anywhere. But even if it has a hole, means he is showing to you that the way that you are going has lot of holes, makes all your good amal disappear. So you must be careful. Then when you are careful, he went to the second step by killing the boy, means killing your ego. So at that time when you submit to his heavenly knowledge that Allah gave to him, وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا, he took your ego away. Then what he did? He built that wall from shaitan, means he stopped the obstacles of shaitan. He stopped shaitan from attacking your treasures, your heart. And he kept it sacred for you, safe in that safety box that shaitan cannot touch it. So that's why he is saying إذا كانت الروح بأمطار العلوم الدارة, if the showers on the soul is darratun, is showering you with that knowledge, the soul will be growing and heavenly knowledge is coming. Whatever then the self is doing according to what is written, Allah's will. فَقَدْ ثَبُتَ الْخَيْرُ كُلُّهُ. Then everything you do is, no question, is correct. وَإِذَا كَانَتِ النَّفْسُ غَالِبَةٌ وَالرُّوحُ مَغْلُوبَةٌ فَقَدْ حَصَلَ الْقَحْطُ وَالْجَدْبُ. If the self, the ego, was successful, وَالرُّوحُ مَغْلُوبَةٌ, and the soul is being defeated by your ego, means you are listening. That's why you have to make sure that what you are listening. You cannot sway, because today they sway. You can see them in wherever they go, in these music areas. What they do? What's this? Huh? They are swaying. You do that also? Now or before?
Now and before.
So he said, وإذا كانت النفس غالبة والروح مغلوبة فقد حصل القحط والجذب. If the ego was successful, winning over the soul, and the soul is conquered, defeated, then drought and no crops. You will be finished. Whatever you are doing, it's not going to be fruitful. وانقلب الأمر وجاء الشر كله. At that moment, that's we say الأمر فوق الأدب. When they order you, listen to what they say. Make a hole. Kill the boy means kill the self. Don't say, oh, what has this or this. He told him, إنك لن تستطيع. You cannot follow on with me. He's teaching us. Sayyidina Musa is teaching Ummatul Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also. So he said, by this way, if you let this soul to be conquered, defeated, the whole situation, Amr, whatever you are doing, everything that you in need is going to be upside down, and evil will come, evilness will come, badness. فَعَلَيْكَ, then what you need, he said, فَعَلَيْكَ بِكَلَامُ اللَّهِ الْهَادِي. You have to follow the words of Allah that guide you. وَبِكَلَامِ رَسُولِهِ الشَّافِي, and the words or the knowledge of his prophet that cure you. Allah guide, prophet cure. Allah will show you the way because it's his will, and prophet give you what you need. And AwliyaAllah take from heart of prophet as he guided his Sahaba and the Ummah. The awliya can guide those who are special, following the way of Sahaba, imitating this way of Sahaba, how they were reacting or interacting with Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi afdalu salatu wasalam, sealed of messenger. وأهل الحق إذا سمعوا اللغو أعرضوا عنه. The people of Haqq, if they hear nonsense, they leave it behind. وإذا سمعوا الحق أقبلوا عليه. And if they hear Allah's words and His Prophet's words, they run for it. ومن يقترف حسنة نزد له فيها حسنى. And whoever he will do good, we will reward him more and more. So these are characteristics of, one of the characteristics of AwliyaAllah, and we will, next time we'll continue on explaining more until we come at the end to describe those different levels of awliya. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الفاتحة.